Hello again, everyone. The world at my fingertips. So great in our world today that, like, most of history, if something came from a different country, I bet it was very out of the ordinary for people to know foreign languages. But nowadays, when we all have cell phones, there are so many apps like Duolingo that are, like, so easy to just expand your brain and you learn all the languages. You get to see a whole new perspective. Because there is that quote, for every new language a man learns, or every language he speaks, he lives a new life. Because every culture, languages are a really big part of culture, and their culture is just such a huge different way to view the world. Because like, when you compare English to Chinese, or a lot of languages actually, we have so many, like Chinese, there's so many things where they can describe stuff that in English, like, we don't really know. Like, for instance, Mushin, which is Mushin is actually a Japanese term used in martial arts a lot, about doing without thinking, so about mental states. And in America, I guess, unless it makes us money, we don't care. But I think actually Mushin, doing things without thinking, would make you money, because you become more productive when you are, uh, I guess, hiding your concerns or worrying about stuff or whatever. So, what I actually want to talk about today was something that I find a lot of people have probably never heard of this. Yeah, I wish more people knew about it, but it's called Morphic Resonance, or I guess better known as the Akashic Records. Um, so Morphic Resonance, I read about it in a book called it was Science Set Free by Rupert Sheldrake. And so Morphic Resonance is a principle that, it pervades all of reality. I guess it's everywhere around the world, and probably every other species has it, including humans. And so morphic resonance, it's about where whenever someone takes an action in life, like it, they're leaving a vibratory imprint of, like, their decisions about something or their feelings towards something, which makes it more likely that other people will continue that. Because your body is picking up on vibrations all day, every day. Um, yes, some people more than others. You're more susceptible. Depends how much control you have over your mind. And of course, like, if your mom or your next door neighbor puts out a vibratory imprint of something they decide to do, then that's going to affect you more than a person who's living in the next state over, or in, I don't know, like Philadelphia when you live in a different city. Or, yeah, so proximity definitely affects you a lot. Just like a radio signal. Think about it. The human brain, radio signals, a lot of similarities. We're always putting out frequency, just I guess not as strong. Think of it like radios from the 70s or 80s, static and stuff. So, morphic resonance, I guess, there was a Harvard experiment, a Harvard laboratory, where they had the rats learn to escape a water maze. So they were teaching rats a trick. They all of a sudden noticed that rats in the laboratory in, like, Manchester in England, so another whole nother continent, they found it, like, easier to learn that same trick to escape a water maze. Took them less time. And then each successive time, it was like easier for the rats. They took less time to learn it. Some it has to do with crystallography, or how when crystals form for the first time in like when scientists are making like element crystals form for the first time. Well, maybe the first year it takes, I don't know, really, it's really slow and it happens once. Then the next year, maybe it'll be just as slow, but it'll happen 3 times. Then it gets slightly faster and happens like 5 times, and faster happens 8 times, and faster it happens 12 times, and faster it happens 19 times, and it keeps getting faster. That's just like when the first person climbs a mountain, like I guess the first person to climb Everest. Maybe that year it was just like 1 or 2 people. Then the next year it was 3 people. Then the next year it got a little more popular, so it became 5 people. Next year it became more popular, 11 people, and then um I don't know, 32 people, then 60 people, then it keeps going all the way up to like now the number of people who do Everest per year are probably in the thousands. Is it hundreds of thousands? I don't know. So it's a lot because um, so it also has to do with the feelings, the emotions people attach to things. Like obviously if there's like an amusement park people really like to go to, and I mean like maybe the first year it's open there was 12 people who they really liked going to, I don't know, like Santa's Village or something, whatever place, whatever amusement park, and they always had a good experience, so it becomes more likely that people in the future, like, it'll get more popular. And then there's like Six Gun City, which, I mean, maybe that year there was like 40 people that went there and they enjoyed it. They had a good time. They had good emotions about it. But then there was, I don't know, like 80 people passing there, and they were like, "Ugh, that has guns in the title." So I don't really. I think that'd be a bad place to take my kids. So that unfortunately kind of cancels out. Like there's always a fighting force, weighing the odds of like people who had a really good experience and people who have better experience. That's Morphic Resonance. Also, it deals with how like first person, let's say in a city, to learn the how to play the trombone. It's hardest for them to start, and then it becomes slightly more popular. Um, like maybe later down the line, 3 people start in that city to learn to play the trombone, then it becomes easier for, I don't know, 5 people, and easier at 10 people. Then so each successive person that accomplishes that task, it becomes easier for them to do it. Just like if there's one city where like 12 people start smoking cigarettes, I guess it becomes more likely that more people in that city will start smoking cigarettes than if it's a neighborhood where only like 1 or 2 people start smoking cigarettes. Or if there's like a state with uh 810 people who smoke cigarettes, and eventually like 240 people, 240 of them quit, then it's easier for more people in that state to quit than a state where only like a quarter of the people who smoked quit. Um, so yeah, morphic resonance. It's something very important to know. I mean, pay attention all throughout the day. Of course, some people are more susceptible than others. I guess it's based on your past experiences. Like maybe like, I don't know, people around you, they really like eating, I don't know, squash, but maybe you, the first time you ever tried it, that squash was really contaminated, or I don't know, it's bad gardener who grew it, or I don't know, it was just that one happened to have some weird problems, so you just got bad squash, so you had a bad experience. So later down the road, maybe more people in that neighborhood start eating squash, but you just had a bad experience, or maybe people who play chess starts in a school like just for people that like playing chess, and then it starts to get more popular, like 8 people, and then but maybe you just had a like the first time you played chess, the person you were playing against just happened to be really annoying, or you got really mad or really frustrated. So you have an experience that you don't like playing chess. See anything else about Morphic Resonance? I guess the more people who start gardening makes it easier for other people that live around them to continue gardening, or it even extends to like when people learn about I don't know certain plant wood sorrel, and they really like that plant, except more that wild edible makes it more likely that people around them would enjoy or would find out about the plant, or the more people would become aware of something like I know that black leaf plantain looks like a certain like more people that are able to identify it makes it more like that people in that neighborhood are gonna find out about it. And of course, like maybe you I don't know don't really identify with your next door neighbor. You find them irritating or something, or that you think they're dumb. But there's this person online who makes YouTube videos, and they live in another country like Japan, but you really enjoy their content, and um so it's more likely that you pick up on the habits of the person from another country than like your next door neighbor, because emotions are again a big part. And so uh I guess, yeah, Morphic Resonance. Keep thinking about it, vibratory imprints, and how you pick it up, and talk to your plants. And because I think the smart people are the ones that talk to your plants and name your plants. And, yeah, so I love talking to my plants. Uh, it's a big world out there. Don't be so selfish, because I mean, Ayn Rand talks about the virtue of selfishness, but we just gotta. It's good to get to know other people, and oh no. The original definition of idiot that they used in Greek times was a person who only pays or who doesn't participate in the community. So someone who doesn't pay attention to the world around them. Someone who's very obsessed with their own personal activities, like I don't know, social media, and who doesn't really, I don't know, look into things around them, the world around them. So yeah, keep thinking about it, keep thinking outside the box, listen to music, especially if it's music you make yourself. I hope you have piano in your household, because I do, and it's amazing to have music, musical instrument in your house. And I will see you in the future.